I'm just kicking it here in Panama. This place is sick, man. Oh shoot! I actually don't think I'm lagging today. I restarted my phone, got rid of some apps. My phone's also been chill. It hasn't been hot as hell because uh, it's not heated during the day. Okay, so hopefully, yeah, I'm not lagging. I don't think, which is good. Yeah, man, Panama is cool, man. Panama is cool, straight up. And dude, the women here are beautiful, man. Beautiful, straight up. But yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I'm in Barrio Casco Viejo, and this place is dope, man. Man, there's some shorties who just came out the of the building right in front of me. Here, I'll show y'all. Hola. Yeah, but yeah, man. But yeah, this place is full of tourists, man. Straight up. See who hops on here. See what we talk about. But I guess dude, I guess before I get into Panama stuff, man, the stuff going on in the states is crazy, dude. The stuff going on in the states is crazy as hell, dude. The shooting in Minneapolis of that dude, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. And yeah, yeah, man. But anyways, I ain't gonna talk about that because some of y'all don't like when I talk about politics and shit. Even though it's all related, to our lives. But yeah, we'll take it back to Panama, man. Panama is cool. Panama is sick. Um, I'm totally I'm totally considering making this a home base for sure. Isabela Cristel Cereño Salaña. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. Sí, bienvenidos a mi canal. Yo no sé si te he visto antes, pero bienvenidos. Estoy en vivo. Yo vivo en Paraguay. Qué bueno. Sí, yo vivo en Paraguay. Soy estadounidense, pero paraguayo. Um, sí. Y estoy acá en Panamá de visita con mi familia por 10 días. Y sí, la mayoría de mi contenido hablo en inglés. Sí, hablo en inglés, pero cuando voy en vivo, pues sí, hablo en los dos. Pero sí, la mayoría de mis seguidores hablan inglés. Dale, gracias, gracias. Que Dios te bendiga también. Sí, pero sí, Panamá, bien purete. Eh, en chévere, chévere, en chévere, se dice acá, ¿verdad? Eh, purete, purete decimos en Paraguay. Y sí, A mí me encanta el acento acá, el acento panameño. Es, da gusto escuchar, ¿verdad? Ah, pero sí, estaba diciendo que pues acá la gente es muy amable y, ah, y sí, a mí me encanta cómo es este barrio. Creo que ese es Casco Viejo, si no me equivoco. Y sí, es muy lindo. Es muy similar, sería muy similar a New Orleans en los Estados Unidos. Pero sí, sí, me encanta estar acá. Estamos acá por otra semana más y sí, estoy pensando en hacer Panamá, pues, uno de mis bases. O sea, me gustaría conseguir residencia acá algún día. Sí, uno de mis metas. Pero sí, y hay una historia muy rica acá. Hay mucha cultura, mucha historia de lo que yo veo. Y no sé mucho de la historia acá, pero sigo aprendiendo y vamos a hacer unos paseos pues turísticos, ¿verdad? Así que aprenda mejor, así que aprenda mejor de la historia de acá. Sé lo básico, ¿verdad? Lo básico, pero me gustaría, pues, obvio, aprender más. Yeah, so I'll switch back to English now. And but yeah, so I had to just shout out because I know that when I go live and I take the location where I'm at, I'm gonna get locals following me too. So that's why I got to do these bilingual, you know. But anyways, whoever's hopping on, let me know where you're from. Let me know what's up, what you want me to talk about, and yeah, I'm just chilling on the balcony and I'm just chilling on the balcony here in Casco Viejo is the old historic part of Panama, and it's really cool. SH 1520 said, "I saw your video on apartments in San Lorenzo." Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Or lady, or that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. I did. I filmed my apartment in San Lorenzo in Paraguay, and some duplexes, some other townhomes, and what else? Oh yeah, some homes, but a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'll be making that a goal of mine to do more of those. Yeah, yeah. But here now I'm just on vacation, so yeah, I got some days off work, here with family from the U.S. Family I haven't seen in a good year and a half. So yeah. Okay, SH says I'm living in the Middle East as a digital nomad. I am interested to move into Paraguay this year. Okay, for sure, for sure. Paraguay is chill. Yeah, I'm a guy. All right, for sure. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, here in Panama is really cool, man. I love salsa music ever since I was a teenager. So like it's super cool to be in a place that actually listens to salsa, you know, like like authentically, you know, because in Paraguay is a lot of cumbia paraguaya, folclórico, música arpa, harp music, and then all the new school stuff, obviously. But here in Panama, I love the salsa, man. And we just ran into this live band on the street that was playing outside this restaurant, and it like it just naturally drawed people in, and like everybody knew how to salsa, you know, like people who were just like onlooking, people who were in the restaurant, like they stood up like after they were eating and just started dancing. It was some legit stuff, man. It was some cool stuff. Idris, not Elba. What's up, man? Salute. Yeah, yeah. Bienvenidos from Panama. Yeah, yeah. Panama is really cool, man. And yeah, it's kind of interesting this time around because like normally when I would introduce myself, like all pretty much every trip of my life, I would be considered way more of American. But um, now that I'm more fluent in Spanish, I introduce myself as Paraguayan. You know, um, and then I'll introduce myself as American after that. So it's kind of really cool, man. Now that I'm traveling after I've lived in Latin America, you know, Koji Alfaro asked where am I from. So I was born in Paraguay. I grew up in the States, but then I moved back to Paraguay a year and a half ago. So yeah, I'm Paraguayo. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. It's kind of late here. We'll see if we can catch some see if we can catch some OGs. What are my recommendations for learning Spanish? Uh, come into a Spanish-speaking country and talking to people nonstop, and and hopefully getting a girlfriend who has patience, who's willing to use a translator app with you, and that's how you're gonna learn the best. Obviously, you can do all the apps and stuff. Um, Me, the way I got fluent in Spanish was through a very long process of my life, right? Because English is my first language. Because I was adopted as a very young baby, so yeah, I had to relearn Spanish in my life, and I was always surrounded, or I always put myself in positions to be surrounded by it, but that's not all your cases. So I learned in high school, um, and yeah, I learned in high school, and then yeah, and then college studied it. But then I was always surrounded by like my Latino friends. And then once I started coming down to here, or not here, but to Paraguay, when I was 21 and met my biological family, um, that's when that's when I really started learning faster because none of my family spoke any English, so I had to learn fast. That was before the days of like easy translation apps and all that. So I had to figure stuff out, man. And a lot of people these days have translations apps, but that was not my case. So that's how I got better quicker because I didn't have that, and I didn't even barely have the nice smartphones either for a very long time, right? So uh, yeah. So anyways, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, the best is just coming down here or to whatever country, go to the country where you want to learn their Spanish, well, and where you want to end up, you know. So yeah. Hey, hold up. Yeah, so yeah, Pacific Coast Northern says you're in Panama. I'm in Buenos Aires right now. Nice, man. Luis Jose Global is in Argentina too right now. A YouTuber, Luis Jose Global. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it seems like people are traveling a lot right now. Yeah, interesting story. Yeah, yeah. I got a different story than most people, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Pacific Coast Northern says I'll be back to Asuncion on Friday, for sure. Yeah, man. Cool, cool. I'll be back next week, for sure. You were in the Amazon 2 weeks ago, and you were in Iquitos, Peru. 3-day boat ride on the Amazon. Nice, nice. Good stuff, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get to one of these Amazonian countries. Peru, probably not Ecuador, probably not Colombia. Yeah, I think Peru is calling my name, dude. It's kind of process of elimination. Yeah. Pacific Coast Northern says let's meet up when we get back. All right. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. When I get back, man, I'll be more chill because a lot of stuff was leading up to this trip, and I had a lot of coordination to do to take care of my dog and get everything settled. I got a security system installed in my house, and I was taking care of so much stuff out the door, and then I was working up to the last day too. So, anyways, yeah, I should be more chill once I get back to Asuncion. Um, I love vacations, but there's just a lot of planning stuff. So, yeah, and then also I think in probably March or April for sure. I'll start at least maybe once a month expat meetups if people want to do that. Um, so yeah, well we'll see. Maybe once a month expat meetups at a food park or something. So that way yeah we can maybe get a few people to meet for sure. All right, SH says which areas will you say is safe to live outside of center of Asuncion? A lot of videos focus on living there. It really goes neighborhood to neighborhood, man. Asuncion's pretty major. It's very spread out. I couldn't tell you exactly, um, but overall, uh, most places are going to be decently fine. Just take extra precautions for security measures, like barbed wire fences, electric fences, security cameras, maybe a dog if you're living there long term. That's literally everything I have for my house, right? So yeah, but Paraguay is getting safer overall, man, in general, because there's not as much extreme poverty as there is in other countries. People are eating. So it's not just like it's not an insane rampant crime. And I don't know if Pacific Coast Northern would agree with that, but because I know he lives in Asuncion too. But it's really hard for me to say, man. Like I would have to, if you had a place in mind, I would have to go investigate it. Yeah, stay away from neighborhoods with broken glass on top of the walls. Yeah, um, yeah, I'd say that's pretty true. I don't see that much anymore. Well, in the back areas, I do a little bit. I saw that much more like 10 years ago. Um, Now you'll see more electric fences, like I have, barbed wire and electric fences, right? Like I live in a neighborhood that a lot of people wouldn't live in. Um, but then again, I pay an excellent price, and but neighbors do warn me all the time. It is possible somebody could try something, which is why you want to have safety precautions, you know. And yeah, I mean, nowhere's 100% safe. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of hard for me to. Uh, it's hard for me to answer that. I would say in a lot of places in San Lorenzo are relatively safe. Fernando as well. Luque, if you get deep into Luque, like you want to stay closer to the main roads of Luque. If you get really back into the back roads of Luque, there's less police presence. So one of the rules is stay as close as you can to the main roads. You know. Okay. Yeah, Virgilio. Greetings from the DR. Okay, nice man. Shout out to the DR, Dominican Republic. Nice. Idris not Elba. Trying to avoid Airbnb for long terms stay, but why is it so hard to find furnished apartments in Asuncion? Yeah, most furnished apartments you're gonna find in Airbnbs. Um, it's not like if you live in the nicer part of Asuncion, you could find way more. But like where I live in San Lorenzo, it's almost gonna be impossible to find something furnished, right? So that's why you really gotta, if you're gonna start buying stuff and you start leaving the country for significant periods of time, well, number one, you're gonna be contract renting, so you could Airbnb it yourself, right? Even if you are long-term contract renting, that's actually a thing you can do in Paraguay. Or you can put your stuff in storage, depending on how much stuff you have. Um, yeah, but it's not as ridiculous as like if you were to buy furnishings in the U.S., right? And then like get like a $500 storage unit, which is literally more than my rent in Paraguay. So, uh, yeah, even if you do buy furnishings and stuff, TVs, couches, beds, and all that, there's options to put it away in storage. Um, if you want to go that route. Caleb Jones did that a lot, which I really didn't understand why. Because like, isn't he like a multimillionaire? Like, if anything, wouldn't he just like, uh, just keep his stuff like somewhere instead of going through that all the time? I don't know. That was just kind of odd for me. I was like, if you're a multimillionaire, are you really gonna care about like 2 months worth of storage? But whatever, man. I mean, what do I know? Uh, yeah. Pacifico's Northern says I live down the street from Mercado Cuatro. Oh, okay, okay. But that'd be super sick for grocery shopping. Yeah. SH says I don't have a place in mind. I've been looking at different neighborhoods on maps. Okay. Yeah. You guys should be looking in Spanish too. Look in Spanish. Like type in stuff in Spanish on Google. You know, Ben. I don't know what flag that is. Well, what flag is that, you guys? Oh, what's up, Aaron? Hispanic expat. What's up, man? Are you still on, Aaron? Are you still on? You can join. Okay, yeah, you can join. I think I put it as join, or I don't know. I don't know if I did, Aaron. Maybe I didn't, but maybe I can add somebody here. I'll see. Kilo Jones says what he thinks and claims 80% of people are still dumb or are dumb. Well, I mean, the only red flag I get from Caleb Jones is like, why are you gonna care about your tiny little apartment putting stuff in storage? But then again, I guess he is gone from Paraguay for like 6 months at a time, 9 months. So I guess it makes sense. I guess. Oh, Moroccan flag. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can add somebody here. Oh wait, no. What did I do? All right. Damn, can I add somebody? Um, hmm. I don't know if I'm able to add somebody, Aaron. But I can call you I can call you one on one, Aaron. After this, I probably won't go live too long. I'll just be live for like another like 15 minutes. But I can call you after this though. Uh, Cause I didn't put it on the I didn't put it on the I didn't put it on the settings. So all right, Pacificos Northern says I live in Mariano Roque Alonso. That that is close to Luque. Cheap, and I thought it was nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like Mariano, man. That's where I dated or not dated. I had one date. But I picked up the Venezuelan girl from Mariano, and I was decently surprised. I had no idea about that neighborhood or barrio or city or whatever. Yeah. Aaron says, how's Panama treating me? My dad and him tried to visit Panama Canal on our way back from Paraguay, but we only got to see the historic downtown. Yeah, I'm staying in the historic downtown. Yeah. Yeah, the Panamanian accent is a trip though. I like it though. Sara Rodriguez. Uh, Hola, hola, Sara. Um, yeah. Aaron, no worries. I'll be here. All right. Pacific Coast Northern. That mall is nice there too. Oh yeah, they do have a mall there. I never went to it. We were actually gonna go there, but I got there late, so they closed down. Which is actually how I went to Zulu, because I didn't plan on going to Zulu. Um, but the girl was so cool, and I just looked up a place that's open till like 1 a.m. And yeah, that's where we ended up. So the first time I ever went to the nicest restaurant in all of Asuncion, I didn't even try to go there. But and even though I didn't continue to have more dates with that girl was still worth it. I don't care. uh, so whatever. SH says, how often do I do lives? Um, Whenever I can. I used to have a schedule, but I don't anymore. SH said it's 7:30 a.m. in Oman. Oh, okay, nice. Trolero says, hola, ¿qué tal? What's up, Trolero? Yeah, I guess you're a troll, huh? Hell no. But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Panama is cool, man. Panama is cool. It's just 2.5 days here. But I'm talking to people though. Like I was talking to the people the guy who has the art store. I said I'm gonna go back and film it for my channel. They got really excited, and I actually have a video that I still haven't posted that I walked through a Paraguayan art store. So I'm gonna put them both in the same video, so they can do side by side comparisons to the art. I think that'll be really cool. Have I been to Ciudad del Este? I haven't spent any time in Ciudad del Este. I've only ever passed through it. I'll have to go and film it, for sure. And now I know that I'm cool with this girl again, who's taking care of my dog. I'll start planning a couple more trips here throughout this year in Paraguay, maybe even Brazil as well. Cause yeah, I reconnected with this girl. Aaron knows who I'm talking about. uh, But yeah, yeah, she's taking care of my dog, and yeah, dude, I'm crazy, man. I brought my dog from America, and I could never abandon the kid, so it's just an extra layer of coordinating that I have to always consider, when I do stuff. So yeah, um, but yeah, Ciudad del Este, I could spend like 3 days there, and I think I could film all of it, at least all of the relevant parts of Ciudad del Este, in Paraguay, because it's really not too special. It's a big old market, kind of, but there are beautiful women there though. There are gorgeous women. There's a lot of mixing in that region, so a lot of Brazilian, Argentinian, Paraguayan, and Middle Eastern mixing historically there. So that's going to create beautiful, beautiful women. So yeah, uh, Pacific Coast Northern, has it rained a lot? Actually, no, man, it hasn't rained at all. But it's very, very pleasant though. Super pleasant right now. You know what's crazy? There's no mosquitoes here. I haven't got bitten once by a mosquito. It's almost insane. I don't know why. Yeah, SH says I need to watch your videos on how the Paraguayan women are. Yeah, man, go watch them. I do personally. I'm very biased, but I think that I have the most thorough breakdowns of dating, the negatives and the positives. They're honestly they're so long. They're more like podcasts. They're like both like an hour each. But I took a long time to live life before I did those videos, right? Because I can talk about my own experiences, but like my own experiences are my own. But when I take a look at like the macro level of dating, I have to take a step back, live a lot of life before I can start commenting on that stuff. So yeah, CJK, CJK D9C says, "What's up, Aranda?" We just packed our suitcases. We're heading out tomorrow. Should be in Asuncion Wednesday, so we're excited. Nice, man. CJ says, yeah, maybe we can meet in person and chat there in person. Okay, yeah, we'll see, man. I'm gonna be here for a little while. Um, yeah, and I should be a little bit more freed up when I get back. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, what like I was saying before though, probably starting in March, I'm gonna probably start doing monthly expat meetups, like from my own, right? Probably gonna be at food parks. Yeah, I've already been talking to some people. They might actually be during the week, like on a Wednesday or something like that, just because they're the less busy days. Um, instead of the weekend. But I'm not sure. I'll do a poll. I'll do a video on it and see what people comment in and want to do. So yeah. SH said I listened to some. Didn't know single mothers is there for a small country that like that. Yeah, man. Single motherhood is a big old thing in all of Latin America. Honestly, in North America too. Nowadays, there's almost no difference. You know. Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, like, okay. See, man, this is. I swear to God, every live turns into talking about dating, like almost every single one. Swear to God. But it always goes there, and it usually ends there. But damn, what was I gonna say? Oh man, hold on. Let me drink something today, man. You guys are making me talk too much. Yo, you know what I really messed up on? Now that I think about it, I should have brought my thermo, dude. My beautiful Paraguayan thermo to drink today. You know, because then I would have had a lot of people stopping me and for conversations. Because my thermo says Paraguay on it, so like that would have been a good conversation starter. So so yeah, when you guys buy your thermos in Paraguay, when you guys travel the rest of the world, Have your thermal on you all the time. It's a great conversation starter. Every time I've bought presents back from Paraguay and given it to my friends, they always find people like Brazilians, Argentinians, um, or whoever that know what mate and tereré is. And I even told my guy, I was like, look, I bet you this thing, some girl's gonna come up to you and be like, oh, when did you go to South America? And that's exactly what happened. And he said that there were some bad Brazilians, some baddies that came into town, and then he started chatting them up. So yeah, so yeah, man. Um, Troleto, are you on another screen name? Or I don't know if that's Troleto. 1987 villain says Ola or Lillian. My bad. Uh, Pacifico's Northern. They sell chipa here in Buenos Aires. Yeah, yeah, they sell chipa. Yeah, Johnny says LOL. Free game. Yeah, dude. I got a I got almost a decade and a half of coming to South America. Not living, but coming. And there was one time that not these, but the more the prettier ones. This is Vermate, right? Even though I'm drinking that today, but the nice leather ones. I bought for this girl I had a crush on that worked at the coffee shop when I worked for the state. Then I brought it back and because she worked at this little Colombian cafe in the states where in the city I'm from. I brought it back and I brought one because like she was the manager and then the owner was the Colombian dude. And rest in peace, man. He passed away so young, unexpectedly. He was a super healthy guy too. Anyways, but probably a good damn, even longer than that. Probably like 7, 8 years ago, I brought him a wampa, a gourd like this. That girl, dude. Swear to God, dude. She almost like went and like had like some teary eyes. She came from around the counter. She went all the way around to give me a hug, dude. And I was like, dude, that should have been the moment I was like, dude, I should have dropped my ex girlfriend and just started hollering at her, man. And they were like, hey, like this is too big of a gift. I'm like, dude, y'all don't understand. This is like a couple dollars, dude. But they were still like, no, this is way too big of a gift. We can't accept this. I was like, dude, it's cool, man. I'm from Paraguay, dude. It's cool. Like, this thing isn't like $20. It's like 250 best. Like, as much as I'm buying your guys' coffee or your like breakfast sandwich, it's like literally that amount. Like, don't trip about it. And well, okay, okay, yeah, we're getting into dating now. This is all gonna come full circle. So this girl was a mixed girl, dude. I've always had very good luck with mixed girls, right? Like black and white, or black and Latina, and so that's why when I see Panameñas here, like beautiful like mixed race, but like Afro Latinas, right? Like they're super beautiful to me, dude. Like they're really beautiful, and like I and in my life, I've always attracted those kind of women, right? And and yeah, and vice versa, dude. Like they're always been so beautiful to me, so I could totally see myself like marrying a Panamania, dude. I'm not even playing. And in fact, my mom asked me. I'll get to the comments in a second. But yeah, my mom asked me, would you ever consider living here in Panama? I was like, absolutely, I would. Um, because as much as I love Paraguay, dude, I could see it like in 10 years, like booming too much, becoming like a mini Singapore or something like that. And I really wouldn't like that, right? And I wouldn't really want to hang around for the aftermath, and especially if there was a lot of anti-gringo sentiment. And then 10 years from now, my channel would probably be arguably one of the biggest known channels in Paraguay for bringing gringos in. So I don't know if I would really want to deal with that. And Panama is chill. It's like it doesn't have that other like super anti-gringo sentiment as other countries like Colombia and Venezuela and all that. Anyways, let me get back to the comments here. What's up, Gen Z expat? What's up, bro? Yo yo, how's Panama? Panama is cool, bro. 2.5 days here. I got about a week or so left. Kicking down the balcony. And Casco Viejo is the barrio, and super chill. Yeah, Pacific Coast Northern says Pacific Coast Northern says I have 3.5 years in South America. Never went back to the USA. Yeah, nice man, nice. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't have any plans to go back to the USA. And now that I know, like, now that I'm meeting up with my parents and stuff, yeah, I don't care to go back to the USA at all. You know. So, anyways, yeah, SH says my background is East and West African, but born in the UK. Okay, for sure, for sure. Nice. I like Paraguay because it's chill, for sure. The Hispanic expat says in Panama, I recall seeing Panamanian women, super beautiful. Lots of Colombian, Venezuelan, Ecuadorian, and Central American women too. Yeah. SH says, where I traveled in the past, places I see that when there's been too many people, it loses its vibe. Yeah, it can be a controlled amount of people though. Like that's why Panama is really chill. And Panama, the nice thing about Panama is it's not degenerate. Like it's not like a Medellin where they have like open air like brothel markets. At least I don't think so. You know, and Panama they're very strict here too, right? Because I was asking the dude at the restaurant. I asked the server about like even just like holding a beer in the street. Like, can I take my beer out in the street? They said no. Like that's gonna be a minimum of $300 fine, right? So that tells me that it's a strict country. So they don't fuck around with that bullshit. Um, which is good, man. It's good for serious people. Yeah. SH says, oh yeah, Gen Z expat. How's the Panamanian accent? I like it, man. I like it. Uh, there's a lot of words that are super different, um, but I like it. I like it. It sounds pretty. I think it does. Like I like it. Any language is gonna be easier to understand, or any accent. Well, and language, but any accent and yeah, language is gonna be eas- easily more easily understood when you're talking to women. Women tend to use less uh, um, slang. Women tend to use less slang. They tend to enunciate a lot better, and they have more patience. And so like when I talk to women here, or like young women working in a cafe or a coffee or a ice cream shop we went to the other day, like it's very nice. Okay, I just had the light shut off here on me, so hope I think there's a light feature actually on here. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I guess you can kind of see me. Yeah, so Yeah, yeah, I like the accent though, and yeah, I mean, with if I stayed here a longer time, I could definitely understand more and more stuff, like more words. But I can understand it, you know. Uh, like for me, like there's other countries that are way harder to understand. Like even Argentinos can be very hard to understand, um, especially if they throw in a bunch of slang. And I know that's a neighboring country to Paraguay, but it's so different, you know. Um, Damn, I don't know why these lights turned off. My bad. Whatever. I'll wrap up here shortly anyway. And damn, what was I saying? Nah, I don't know. Whatever. But you guys get the point. Uh, yeah, that's about the accent stuff. Okay. Pacific Coast Northern, they use the U.S. dollar in Panama. Yeah, they do have their own. They do have their own. I forget what it's called, currency, but they use dollars for everything though. Which I thought personally that would mean everything's more expensive, but that's not necessarily the case. Honestly, I'll do a video about this, but like most of the stuff, most of the food, and in the market, it's actually pretty on par with Paraguay. I'm pretty surprised, dude. And I'm in a pretty nice section of the city, you know. So that's honestly that's the most surprising thing for me, is like uh, now the Airbnbs and stuff are going to be more expensive, right? Because it's a very much more highly touristy area. But like the restaurants, the supermarkets, and just other things, it's very similar to other low cost of living countries. That is the most shocking thing for me, honestly. Gen Z expat. I remember the cops there having some crazy guns on them. Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen that. Uh, I haven't seen crazy guns. I've actually seen more crazier guns in Paraguay with like the AKs or whatever, or M16s or whatever they are. Aaron says, yeah, wanted to let you know I may plan a trip to El Salvador between 2026 and 2027. My a childhood best friend is going to be assigned to the country since he's in the U.S. Navy. Okay, yeah, nice. Pacific Coast Northern. The cops in Iquitos, Peru, are carrying HK-33 rifles. The police in Asuncion carry M4s. The police in Asuncion carry some heavy equipment, man. 1987 Lillian. Are you? I think that's a bot, dude. You keep changing your profile picture. I think 1987 is a bot, so I might have to get rid of 1987 if there's any more picture changes, because I don't want bots in here. SH says M4's no jokes. M16s by uh, M16s. Yeah, don't play around. Yeah. Um, Hispanic expat Panama reminded me a bit of El Salvador. Lots of military and police presence, generally safe. Use of the U.S. dollar, American influence, and just overall chill vibes. Not too crazy like other places. Yeah. Gen Z expat. How much was the flight to Copa? Round trip it was about 1,000, or yeah. Economy classic. Yeah, it was slightly over 1,000. Yes. Okay, I gotta get 1987 out of here. This is a bot. Okay. Oh, Balboa is pegged to the USD. Yeah, you're right. You're okay. Yeah, now you're right because it's always the same. So that's why you can use USD here uh, interchangeably. Yeah. Pacific Northern SH in Asuncion they carry HKG Uh, battle rifles. Okay. HKG3. Okay. Johnny says the dollar in Paraguay is worth 6,000 guaraníes. Dude, the dollar is terrible right now. It's terrible. I think it's like 6,500 last time I checked. It used to be 8,000. Lost so much value, dude. I'm pissed at Trump for that shit. I know it's not all his fault, but at least the trade war bullshit, the tariffs, and now all the Europe stuff. It's gonna continue to diminish the dollar, dude. Not good. Not good. But whatever. um, Aaron says Panama was nice, even just for a layover. It reminded me much of Miami, even though I never visited Miami in my life. Yeah, I have no desire to go to Miami, like ever. I mean, cause like this is where I would always come. I would always just want to be here, in Panama City. Like Miami does not call my name at all. SH says, do police stop tourists? Do police stop tourists to check for residency or ID? Other countries do so. I'll carry my passport on me just in case. Um, no, we haven't been stopped once. I don't think they would. There's way too many tourists here, and then that would leave the wrong impression. And plus, I actually carry my Paraguayan ID on me, so I don't even carry my passport. Yeah, Pacific Coast Northern says never carry your passport. Make a copy. Yeah, I don't even carry my passport. Just my ID card, and plus I have an American ID passport card too. Pacific Coast Northern said I lived in Miami for 2 years. Love that place. I would see Lambo or Euros every day. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. Miami is fascinating. Don't get me wrong. It's just I couldn't afford it. you know? And like yes, and also you're on US soil. I totally understand the appeal. Like, if I would have started life 20 years earlier, it might have been more of a possibility, you know? But yeah, no, I mean now it's just out of the question. Way too expensive, you know. I would just always live in Latin America, you know. But yeah, for sure. I had a studio for 1,700 a month, 500 square feet. Yeah, that's pretty small. But hell, that's the life though. Gen Z expat, Miami is the Matrix. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it would be cool to ball out in Miami for like a week or whatever to have some fun there, but long term living it's expensive for no reason, you know. And plus, it's just like it's mostly Americans going there. Yes, I understand a lot of other tourists and stuff, but even then, it's still mostly Americans. And like, I started hearing a lot of them, Americans like here, and I was like, yeah, even here it's a little too touristy. But there's still a good mix of locals though, so it's not overwhelming like it would be like maybe in Medellin or something like that. SH said 150 a month. I don't know what you're talking about. 150. Oh, I have a one bedroom in Asuncion for 150 a month. Really? You do? Oh, I guess you live close to the market. What would that be? That would be like, oh, do you pay like a million something? That's about un millon, right? Pacific Coast Northern. Yep, I live with the locals. Okay, so Pacific Coast Northern, you must be paying about un millon, right? 1 million. Yeah, you live outside of the expat bubble, off of Fernando de la Mora. Okay. Yeah, 1 million is about 150. Yep. Dude, that's an excellent price. Yeah, I know that you can get places like that. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't filmed those. But yeah, I've dated girls who pay a million. I know girls who pay less than that for their one apartments. Yeah, Gen Z expat 1 million rent. Dang. Even in Fernando, that's low. Yeah. Built in 1990. Yeah. Yeah. Is your one bedroom a newly built place? No, no, dude. If you're getting it for that price, it's not going to be built new. Um, I mean, I like to think that I have a decent deal, but mine's like pretty built up to the year. I also live amongst locals. Um, the dogs are going crazy. Yeah, 150 is cheap. Yeah, it is, man. It's possible though. Um, yeah, that's the best. I like to live with the locals for a better experience of culture and people. Yeah. Uh, okay. Gen Z expat. People think they're escaping taxes and getting around good people in Miami, which is true. But consumerism eats people alive there. It's not the cost. It's the cultural. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Miami is a cesspool. It really is. And it's one of the worst places that you feel the need to keep up with the Joneses and like when the dude who does the street interviews in Miami all the time. Like I couldn't even imagine trying to date some Miami girl, right? Like it would just be such a high maintenance fucking situation, and like a lot of Latinas can be high maintenance, especially very pretty ones. So imagine that bullshit in Miami, and then you're getting a girl who speaks English on top of that, which I fucking hate. I'm sorry, my bad, but I can't even stand women who speak English anymore, dude. I just can't. I'm sorry. Like I can't. Like I was overhearing. Right. Here, hold up. Let me get rid of my VPN real quick. 1 second, you guys. Okay, I'm back. So so yeah, I can't stand. And I'm talking purely dating, right? Obviously, I can do business and all that stuff, but like purely dating, dude, I don't ever want to date a woman who speaks English because they're just too Americanized, dude. Right? And I grew up with that bullshit my whole life. And the thing is, English is so annoying to me because most young women who speak English are so stupidly entitled and they don't even realize it, straight up. Or they have this really princess complex about them, right? And I don't, you know what else I don't like? They use too much slang like a man would. I was overhearing these, older women, and there was two women, right? Two women, and they were calling each other man. They were using man in their language, and like just try to think of the equivalent in Spanish. Like that would just be so. It's not sexy, It's not feminine. So like I can't go backwards. It's almost like if I were to ever date a woman who speaks English ever again, I would like, dude, this is like going backwards for me. You know what I mean? Like, nah, dude. Like I want to like keep like hearing other like accents in Spanish and stuff. And I can't do it. I just can't do it. So yeah. I love barking dogs. I need to be like specific. Yeah. I love dogs though. Yeah. The Gen Z expat LMAO. Yeah. He said facts. Yeah, dude. I mean, you know what I mean, dude. I've been outside of the U.S. for a year and a half. For me to go back and date some girl who speaks English, dude, it's so annoying, dog. It's so annoying. They're so masculine and they don't even realize it, dude. Even just the way they talk. Like I talk to you, I say dude, I'll say bro, I'll say man to you guys, because most of you guys are guys who follow me. But then you hear women using the same language that we use in English, and it's just like I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. Like it literally like would turns me off in any single way, you know? Even when I see little 30-second clips or whatever on YouTube shorts, I'm like, ugh, just even if the girl is fine, I'm just like, God, why do you say that word, you know? Or it's the worst when they say bro, you know? And I'm just like, dude, I can't stand it, man. But anyways, because I'm so used to hearing amor, I'm used to hearing papi, I'm used to hearing oh God, what else? Cariño. I'm used to hearing very like like what a how a woman is supposed to address you, as a man, in Spanish, So like if I started hearing "What's up, dude? What's up, bro? What's up, cuz?" like from a girl's mouth, dude, I swear to God, man, I would just be like, "Let me get back to Latin America ASAP because I can't stand this shit." Oh yeah, Gen Z, baby. Oh yeah, of course, baby. Yeah. Okay. The Hispanic guys had Miami would be considered like the Las Vegas, the south of the South. Uh, Lots of dependence on tourism, tourist dollars, and consumerist capitalist society. Any big American city is toxic, even San Diego, California. Yeah, dude. Yeah. SH says, I agree. That's why I would want to learn Spanish and then Portuguese before I come to Latin America. Yeah, or just learn when you come to Latin America. You don't got to be perfect at it. Yeah. Gen Z expat, the girls who know English in Asuncion tend to get passed around amongst the gringos a lot more. Also use dating apps, which is gross. Oh, dude, here, I'll tell you a story in a second. I'll get to the rest of these comments. So I'm going to come back to that. Gen Z expat. SH says, yeah, they're masculine. Yeah. Pacific Coast Northern says, run when you get the what's up message. When you get the mi amor necesito efectivo para mi abuelo. Yeah. No, I know what you mean, dude. I know what you mean. Yeah, girls have tried that bullshit on me, and I'm just like, fuck off. Like, I'm way too local for y'all to be pulling that bullshit with me. It's not to say I've been perfect though. I've had my little simpy moments and stuff. Blocked. Yeah. Oh, but anyways, yeah. Let me get back to the story though. I was gonna say the Gen Z expat. So it was my niece's birthday, and me and my sister and my niece went out to a nice restaurant, Zulu, and then we go. This is my first time ever going to I think it's Ferneteria. That's in Shopping del Sol. Anyways, it's my first time ever, and there's a Paraguayan girl who speaks really good English, right? And I think she's lived in the States for a couple of years, some stupid shit like that. Anyways, she was with a guy, right? She was with a local guy, and his English wasn't too good. Whatever. I mean, why should it be? He's in Paraguay, right? As a Paraguayan. Tell me why when my sister, I don't know how she overheard, but like or no, I think she heard me on the phone because I was trying to call my guy who was inside the club, and she was like, "Oh, are you American?" To me, I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm American, yeah." And I swear to God, dude, it was so disrespectful to the guy that she was with. Like she like I swear to God, she would have like left that dude in a second, and like and came to me, and then because I wasn't trying to tell her my whole story. Then she asked my sister, "Oh, do you speak English?" And my sister's like, "Nah." Like like she asked my niece, "Oh, do you speak English?" She's like, "Nah." So like she's like, "Oh, mi hermano Yankee." I'm not trying to tell everybody my whole story and shit. Um, But yeah, dude, it was like this girl literally, like in a heartbeat, like forgot about the guy that she was with, wanted to like keep talking to me, and I was so uncomfortable because I saw the guy, right? And I was like, damn, just like turn around and go back to your guy. Like shit ain't that interesting. But yeah, so anyways, I bring that up because I was like, dude, these ones that speak English, bro, like they just want to hang around expats, right? And I'm not about that shit, dude. Like, you know what I mean? And and so yeah, like that's why I say like it's one thing if they learn English in a very academic setting, right? But it's another thing if they're like expat groupies, right? And there's quite a bit of them, you know, and there's more and more of them. Um, and yeah, I don't like them, dude, because and that's actually one of the first questions I always bring up when I date a girl. How many foreigners have you dated? If they say something like one Argentino, one Chileno, one Brasilero, that's one thing. I'm cool with that. But if they start saying like, oh, you're like my third American, I'm like, oh hell no. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep it moving then. Like, nah, like no, hell no. Like, I'm good. I don't need to deal with this bullshit. Yeah. Gen Z expat. For Neteria is the English speaking facturera spawn point. Yeah, facturera is what's the translation for that? Gen Z expat. Um, like like gold digger, right? Oh, sugar baby. Yeah, yeah, sugar baby. Yeah, yeah. Wow, these girls that are hypergamous over English. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got embarrassed off the guy's behalf. Somebody I never even met before. I'm like, bro, tell me your girl just didn't fucking just leave you, just to like, like try to like talk to me, like get all up in my face and like in front of my sister and my niece, like, oh my god, you're American. Where are you from? I'm like, you have a guy right there, right? Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, yeah. They want to be sugar babies and like, bro. And you know what's messed up is like, I know I'm not that young. I'm 34, but I'm still way too fucking young to be like some sugar daddy bullshit. Like, hell no, dude. Like, I'm trying to meet some girl like on my level or that likes me for some fucking aspect about me. Like, I'm not sugar bullshit. Like, hell no, dude. That's for guys in like their 50s. You know, like you should be able to, in some way, form, or fashion, be able to attract a girl, whether it's purely your looks, your charisma, your talents, some fucking bullshit about you. The way you talk, something. I mean, if you're a sugar daddy when you're in your 20s or your 30s, like, dude, like, come on, man. I mean, I guess it's the next step up from like like uh, n- uh like one night pay for play things, but it's still pay for play. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you have like a consistent arrangement, like you get X amount of money per month. I'm like, hell nah, dude. Like, it's one thing if like you're my girl and I invite you into my house to live with me, because I was telling yeah, so if you guys don't know, the girl who's taking care of my dog right now, um, she's a model, right? So she is stunningly beautiful, right? She has a complicated life, right? So like, I actually didn't talk to her for like a year, right? But we're still really good friends, right? And I trust her a lot. But anyway, she was asking me, like, just about like, my dating, right? Like, who I've dated in the last year and all this shit. And I was just telling her, yeah, I dated a couple, but nah, like we always mess up because they either want to move way too fast, like move in my place, or say stupid shit like take me to the U.S. and all this shit. And I tell them like, I'm not going back to the U.S. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to like get out of me because I'm not even going back. And so they just start saying a bunch of dumb stuff like within like 2 times meeting them. Oh, this looks like a great place for me to live. I'm like, you got to like be my girl for me like for a while. You have to come over here and like be my girl for a minute before I consider like you moving in all this shit. And some of them have been straight up told me like, I want you to be the you know the father of my children. Like, I know Gen Z expat knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sure he's gotten the same stuff even at your young age. But I'm like, um. But anyways, I was telling her about this shit, and she's like, yeah, that can definitely happen and all this shit. Um, and you know, she understood, right? Because there's a lot of girls who are opportunists out here, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's not like I'm fucking up completely. It's not like I'm a Paraguayan incel. It's just like I'm not trying to move as fast as some of these women are, you know. And honestly, they're not even the right ones, you know. Like, yeah, you know, we can go as far as things are cool, but when things are not cool, then I'm just not putting up with this bullshit anymore. And not only that, but I have a very opinionated sister, my Paraguayan sister, right? So she know, Aaron knows, but I can if I were to bring a girl to meet my sister in Paraguay, she knows everything about how women are, right? She'll tell me in a heartbeat this is a good one or this is a bad one. So if she tells me like this is a bad one or like watch out on this shit, I'm like fuck, you know. So like uh yeah, so I mean, you know, not to say that she's the last word. Obviously, I have the last word in my life, but I take your opinion pretty damn serious because she's been spot on every single time. She's been spot on. So, anyways, some crazy shit, man. Okay, I'm gonna get to these last comments and probably wrap up here. So, SH says, with my UK British accent, I wonder what will happen. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, English is English, you know. They like American accents a little bit more, I think. But most of the academic learning is actually historically has actually been learning UK English. So if you get somebody who learned English in an academic setting, it's a very good chance that they learned the UK, yeah, UK English. Not that it's incredibly different, um, but you know, okay, or because you know, I did it a teacher, very casually years ago, who went to studied at a UK English school. So, um, yeah, and she had a hard time understanding my American self, and I was speaking pretty slow when I was talking to her. But yeah, us Americans, to their ears, it's hard for them to understand. So, yeah, Spat says, why deal with sugar babies even if you are rich and have lots of money? Like Skylar out in Brazil, who's not even 50 plus. I get the convenience and the concept, but it's just not a genuine arrangement, to be honest. Yeah, dude, I mean, so here's the thing, right? Like, yes, it's good to be the most physically attractive that you possibly can, right? But what's very much underplayed is like other things are taken into context when you date Latinas. So, are you charismatic? Are you talented in something? Are you a good storyteller too? Like if you're a world traveler and you can chat a woman up for a long time and you have her ear for that whole time, she's interested. Guess what? That's date number 2, you know? So like there's other things, man. That's what I'm trying to say. So people automatically assume, "Oh, I'm not a Chad." I mean, look at me, you know? So like they automatically assume I'm not a Chad. I'm not going to do well. I'm like, "Okay, maybe that's half true." The second half is what about everything else in your life? What is your story? What talents do you have? Are you charismatic? Can you be funny? Can you be funny in the language that you're going to and speaking? Are you a happy guy to be around? Do you know how to dance? Like there's so many other things, right? That is more shallow in America, right? Like in America you're mostly a checklist, but in Latin America there's more context, right? And this goes back to when I was even a teenager. Like I remember seeing like, you know, some cave troll men, you know, get on the dance floor with some of the hottest women you ever seen in your life because they're good dancers. You know what I mean? and they're charismatic. And to the outside looking in, you'd be like, how the hell? But then you're like, oh, I see why. He can dance with her fucking fluid and salsa for like an hour straight, and make her feel like a woman. You know what I mean? So I've known really good looking like guys, right? Chad types who can't dance for shit, right? Who have to rely purely off their looks, right? So, yeah, man. I mean, obviously going to the gym is good, all that stuff. It is absolutely, but there's more to it, just because yeah, I mean, I always have to address that, man, because the red pill and when the red pill manosphere fucking community never ever 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 touches on the arts and talents and none of that shit. They just go immediately, it's kind of like American women do, like height, status, money, what car are you driving, and that's the whole formula, But it's really not true. Okay, yeah. SH says, hence I don't want to drive in Paraguay. I already decided it attracts these women. Yeah, driving's a hassle. Skylar's doing a lot in Brazil. Find a local baddie that don't need much. Yeah, dude, I don't like Skylar, dude. I never did. He talks down to people. He he's an asshole. I mean, through and through. He's a jerk. He's a bully. You can just tell, he's that kind of guy who does his thing. Maybe back in the day he was cooler. I don't know. I don't know his channel from in the beginning, but what he's turned into, I don't like it all. You know, I don't care how much of a following he has. Like, I wouldn't care to ever. I mean, not he doesn't even have a channel anymore. Um, I wouldn't, collaborate with him or nothing. And yeah. So anyway, uh, Gen Z expat, I do. I'm about to get baby trapped for real, dude. Dude, yeah, dude, yeah, man. These girls. I'm telling you, man. I've gotten multiple girls who wanted me to be the father of the children. Straight up, they literally just told me that. Well, I mean, not just in Latin America, in America too, over my lifetime. But I'm just like, I can't. I'm either I've either been too ambitious at times, or I just knew something in my heart just wasn't right, you know. For this isn't the one, Uh, yeah. Hispanic expat says, "Yep, Ryan's right. She's got that third eye. Yep." Gen Z expat, y'all paying for it anyways. Oh, dude, I hate that. I hate that saying, dude. That they say like marriage is the same thing as paying for box. It's not at all, you know. So I hate that stupid non-intelligent argument, dude. Uh, it's insane. It's a debate or whatever mindset. I don't like that at all. Yeah. Jim H says, "Thank you for your quality content. I enjoy watching your stream." Okay, man. User says, "Confidence is and not being a simp is key." For sure. Hispanic expat says, "Charisma, great personality, ability to speak the language, is everything over leading with your wallet and just being American like Skylar." Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You have uh, you have to have a well-rounded package. I agree with you. Yeah, 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 man. And yeah, it's just about like life experience will help you as long as you're learning the right things in life, and you're not going the wrong way and becoming more of an asshole. You know, a lot of guys when they get a little bit of fame, they turn into things that they turn into assholes. You know, which is kind of what I've been seeing a little bit. which is kind of what I've been seeing. I hate to say this because I really support the kid. You know, young man in his mid 20s. You know, Austin Holloman though. He's getting a little bit more entitled, dude, and I really don't like to see that shit. To be honest, you know. And I know he was going through a lot of stuff, and he puts a lot of his life out there, just like I do, you know. Uh, but yeah, but I think Austin can reel it in though. Like Skylar, he's too far gone. Like Austin has the ability to reel it in. I think he's just going through some stuff, and especially with all the crazy drama, and people are trying to put a lot of bullshit on him. Um, at the same time, he does kind of need to manage this crisis a little bit better. Uh, you know, the whole Floyd thing and the whole name, but you know, I still try to have grace for younger men, dude, because as a man, like, you know, a lot of people don't have any grace for us. You're not allowed to make mistakes. If you do make mistakes and you're with a woman, there's a very good chance she'll break it off with you, you know. So life is like, you know, it can be very unrelenting, you know. So I try to have grace for people, but at the same time, I don't want him to go down the Skylar path. Yeah, exactly like if Aaron said, Skylar calls himself the king of Brazil. Who do you think you are, bro? You don't even speak the Portuguese. Yeah, I guess we should all be kings wherever we travel to. Yeah, dude, I've never ever referred myself to the king of Paraguay ever. And I'm Paraguayan by blood and birth, you know. But yeah, you know that's yeah. What did I drop? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, that's something I would never do. Uh, you know, and I can already see the backlash to it. You know, uh, if I were to start doing that stuff, you know, from locals, like especially if some local news media outlet got a hold of that and wanted to translate that and make it into a story, they'd be like, "Who is this guy?" You know. So no, I would never do that. SH says, "Yeah, happy that Austin has settled with his girl." Yeah, that is good. I think that saved him. Yeah, that is good for sure. Um, yeah, I think Austin can turn around some of his stuff. Again, I know he's dealing with a lot of this stuff. I know a lot of people want to put a lot on his name, and he's a young guy too. So you know, uh, I was a mess at his age. I was a mess in my mid and even late 20s. So you know, you can really, I mean, fuck, some of you guys even know, even you know, even in Paraguay, I partied too hard. I passed out too early. All this crazy shit. So you know, um, I'm you know I've calmed down. Yeah, and now I'm you know more focused on sobriety and living life. Uh, um, you know, a little more chill than before. So, anyways, Hispanic expat, hey Ryan, Black Passport Blueprint is in Mexico City. He renewed his residency to get permanent residency. He's gonna go live live on his channel tomorrow at 4 p.m. PST. Okay, for sure. He's my age. I think he's 28. Okay. Hispanic expat, same here. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I've been live for quite a while, and I'm gonna get sleep and wake up in the morning. And yeah, got a whole new day planned. I've been doing a lot of filming, so I probably won't be editing any videos while I'm here, just like actually enjoying life. But when I get back to Paraguay, I'll be editing all these videos, doing something with them, some kind of commentary over the videos, and put it together for some good projects. And yeah, so I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and yeah. Um, till the next time. Peace.